Hello, welcome to another video of mine. If you watched my previous video, you will know that I participated in One Book July. Today is now the 2nd of August. So, yeah, this is basically a video kind of sharing what um, what I learned, I guess. Um, I will link the video in the description box of my initial setup and stuff like that. So if you haven't watched that, go watch that, and then what I'm gonna talk about will make sense. So I made a list of the stuff because it was really interesting to do this challenge. It's the first time that I've ever done it, and it was really difficult at first to stay in the one book or in this planner, and not because I didn't like it, but it's because I ended up ordering some stuff in June, and they arrived in July soon after I started, and so I got this beautiful old Gigliadoro Amiga, and then this also beautiful Rose Bazaar. So I was just very tempted by these planners. Of course, when you get something like that, you want to move in right away. But I didn't. I really stuck to it. So for the first 2 weeks, I was using the pen that you will see in the first video. Um, what I soon discovered was that one of the inks was drying out or something. So I changed to this 4-barrel big pen. The one I was using was a 5-barrel Unistyle Fit Maestro, so it had a pencil thing in it, but I wasn't really using the pencil. What I liked about changing into this was that it could fit in the pen loop, whereas my 5-barrel one couldn't, so it was easy to carry around. Now, I did want to add a highlighter, and I did end up using a highlighter now and then, just because it was easier to kind of see which items to use I had done or I hadn't done and all that kind of stuff. I guess maybe that's not sticking true to the one book, one pen thing, but the way I saw it, a highlighter isn't a pen, it's a highlighter. So, yeah, but anyway. So, what's on my list? Yeah, so the number one thing that I learned is that, or discovered, is that I'm not used to using a day on a page, but I kind of knew that already, because I had been trying to use day on a page this whole year, and it's just, yeah, I wasn't consistent, but this really forced me to use it every day, to plan every day, and that was a really good thing because, yeah, I had the space to. I was forced to really think about each day and not, I was forced to look into my planner and formulate a kind of action plan for the day. And it also, because if things didn't get done, I had to repeatedly write it out. And although that may become irritating, it really forced me to think about why I'm neglecting to do those tasks. Have I, is the task too general? Should I break it down even more and make the what I write a more specific task? That kind of thing. Kind of GTD style thinking of how to write down your to-do lists. Is it just like clean apartment? Okay, maybe that's too big. Let me break it down. Okay, wash the dishes or start the laundry. Put in the laundry instead of do laundry, and then next time hang up the laundry. That kind of thing. What I also found nice about a day on a page space was that um, I had space to reflect on the day, and that's kind of how I could see why certain things were not being done. So it wasn't even like a Dear Diary type thing. It was more like at the end of the day, I would look at, what I had planned for the day, cross out what I had done, and look at what I hadn't done, and make notes as to perhaps why I didn't get some certain things done. So, or add notes on things that came up so that when I look on the day, I see, okay, maybe I didn't get half of the things done on my to-do list, but it's because this thing came up, or I had a migraine, or whatever. Like I had a super hard day at work, or an extra long day at work, so when I got home I was too tired, and or whatever. So then, I'm not looking back and feeling like a complete failure when I don't see that I've finished all my um, tasks that I wanted to for the day. So, yeah, that was the first thing. The second thing that I realized is that I really need a week on 2 pages. Um, what I had, what I have been doing was just using the month on 2 page. And whilst this is good for planning ahead appointments and stuff, um, like I try to put in pencil some certain tasks that I was hoping to get done or something, because at some point I just realized that I wanted to stick in tasks and to-dos that I had hoped to get done on certain days. And I'm not used to like writing out on a day and a page ahead of time. I prefer this is what I discovered. I preferred either the night before or the night or the morning of the day to kind of then sit down and write out what I hope to accomplish the following day or on that day. I hope that makes sense. So, well, okay, basically, like, okay, it's Monday night, and then I reflect on the day, and then I look on the month page, I see what's going on tomorrow, and then I make a plan for tomorrow. Or on Monday or on a Tuesday morning, um, you know, I look at what I didn't do, I transfer it, I look here, I transfer, and then, that kind of thing. So, yeah, this just wasn't enough space for possible to-dos as well as appointments. Um, so yeah, I really missed it, and by the time I realized that I really wanted it, it was just like a week before the end of July, and so I thought, oh, I'm not gonna bother to write it out. I'm just gonna stick to this format. So basically, I'm thinking that like in my new planner setup, the week on 2 pages will be more of like a way to plan what I hope to do. So it's forward planning, like how this is forward planning, but forward planning on a more detailed and um, um, let's say magnified scale. And then I can use the today the day pages for other smaller tasks that I can add, which pop up, and I'm not really um, needing to put like on the month or on the week even. So yeah, this was a bit too big of a view, and this was a very small view, and I needed an in between. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, um, the video cut, what I was saying was that I will be writing a blog post about it. If my explanation isn't clear, I'll write a blog post about it to accompany this video, and I'll link that below as well, um, as soon as possible. It's super busy these days. Okay, so the third thing I discovered is that I absolutely love Tomoe River paper. It's just amazing. I love how thin it is, and I love how yeah, I love how even with the ballpoint pen, how it writes and stuff. It's just, yeah, it's super cool. I also really like the A6 size. I'm not surprised. It's not too small and it's not too big. It's really a perfect size. And I wish there were more options in A6, because then I would probably switch over completely. But a lot of my unicorns and a lot of the planners that I love are in personal size, and I'm not ready to give that up. So yeah, I'm debating whether to get a Hobonichi for next year, because also I saw that I didn't add pages in between, because there was no week on 2 pages. I think I could easily fit a year's week on 2 pages if it was in Tomoe River paper, because this is so thin. This is a whole year's worth of day on a page. There's some note paper here, and then some more months pages, which I didn't use. That's something I saw I didn't use. And then until, where is this? Wait, hold on. Sorry. Where are my months? Yeah. The month on 2 pages go until March, so January till March. So I think I could easily carry month on 2 pages, week on 2 pages, and day per page, full year's worth, if in Tomoe River paper on this in this planner, and this has 20mm rings. I'm debating though, because now I'm trying to figure out how to make a system of A6 and personal size, or if I should really just give up on the A6 and have all my planning in my personal size, or if I should get a Hobonichi and not D-ring it and just use the day per page, or even just like a A6 Tomoe River notebook to do daily planning as and when needed, because I would really like the Giulio Appunto. I'm so tempted. Oh my god, I really would love one of those. They look amazing. And so getting an A6 Hobonichi would be a great excuse to buy one. So that's that on the size and the format that I chose. I didn't use the pockets at all. So yeah, that was a nice. Well, and I already knew that. I'm not usually a person to put much in my pockets. The next note I have is about rings or bound planner, question mark, which is what I've already talked about. I love rings. I love the ability to be able to switch things out, because whilst I didn't switch anything out now, like this front part I used as a note section, which I'll get to in my next point. But it's nice to have the ability to add notes, right? Especially if you're just using one book. But I don't know if I'm going to stick to a one book system. So yeah, maybe what I'll do is a combination of systems of bound versus ring. So rings for more planning, and bound for, maybe just day to day note taking as needed, kind of maybe like a bullet journal style. So yeah, so what I'm thinking is that maybe I get a notebook, as I've said, with Tomo River, but without the dates, because sometimes some weeks are just not that busy, and then I feel bad if I don't haven't used all the page. Um, oh yeah, speaking about usage of page, it took me a while to really kind of find my format with with the um, with the day per page. So I really like the fact that there's a page of July coming up, and then I put in what I wanted to accomplish. I still have to take off some of these things. And what I did at first was I had my schedule, I listed it, and then to dos, and then I listed it, and other stuff, breakdowns. And so that's what I was doing, but I'm sorry if you can hear that in the background. It's trash day, so the people are coming to take the trash. Anyway, so I kept on listing it like this, but I found that I was wasting so much space, and some days I didn't need to take notes. So yeah, I felt like that's such a pity, and I'm not good at drawing or anything. I didn't really feel inspired to draw, although that could be something that I do. So even on the days that I did take notes, I'm only using half of the page. I hope you can see this. I'm only using half of the page. And then eventually what I did was, okay, so then I was like, okay, let me make my schedule. Let me try and zoom in here. There we go, so you can see better. So I did like, okay, let me make my schedule here and my to-do list here. But then, yeah, again, some days I just didn't have notes. So again, a lot of page wasted. And then I thought, okay, what I could do is break my to-dos, because also I was like getting tired of writing certain to-dos, which I wanted to do, but it wasn't that important. So I decided to break it down to must-dos and could-dos. And so that you made better use of the space, and then you could see like, okay, I'm making use of the space. Some days I didn't have so many notes, but it's, so I liked that. I also then tried to, space out my writing, which also helps utilize the space. Um, so yeah, I found that I could maybe do that, but yeah, on the days that perhaps I don't really have much to do, yeah, I feel like it's better to have undated, so that I can skip a couple of days of not planning if needed, if it's a holiday or something, and I can just write in the dates as needed on a paper. Now, getting to the notes section. So what I did was that whenever I had notes and I wanted to refer back to it, I put these flags, which I really liked, because they're not so big and in your face like this one. Um, so you can put many on the side, and it's not really getting in the way of anything. What I did find though is that I missed the A to Z, just because it's easier to file in that way. So because I always had to really kind of look, because it's see-through, um, it doesn't stand out so well, the writing. So yeah, I'm thinking that if I have A to Z tabs and I'm looking for block, I just know, okay, B, boom, I open it, and not like, oh wait, which color was it and what does that say, type of thing. I also realized that like a lot of the things that were in my A to Z tabs I wasn't using, also because my work situation has changed. So now I know, like, okay, I don't need all that stuff that I had in my A to Z tab, so I can really minimalize that aspect of my planner. So that was something nice to learn. Um, and the last thing is basically kind of the brain dump. I didn't use it so much, and I know that I need a brain dump, but I just found that having a brain dump in the planner wasn't just wasn't working. I found that I rather like to write notes and my brain dumps outside on a separate notebook, or like on the papers that I put in my wallet or something. I don't know whether if it's because maybe the where the paper is, or I don't know. But I think that I really need a separate thing for my brain dump so that I can maybe then organize the brain dump, in a better way, and then plug it into the planner. This is what I'm thinking. So yeah, I need to, because just in terms of GTD terms, I need to find a better capture system. Yeah, so that's basically it for One Book July. This video I think is going to be quite long, and I'll see whether I have to break it into two parts or something. But I hope this has been interesting for you to watch. And I'm sorry if the how you call it. Sorry guys, I just woke up and I have a migraine. I'm sorry if the if it's not clear, the focus hasn't been all that steady. I'm on manual focus right now. But yeah, this was mine. If you did One Book July, do link below, your videos or your blog posts. I'm really interested in seeing how everyone did with One Book July. It's really a nice project that was made, and I think it can really help in trying to really figure out what works and what doesn't in your planning system, because in the end, as much as they're beautiful pieces of, items in our possession, they are um, made to be functional. They are made to make our lives easier. Um, so yeah. Anyway, thank you. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching, and till next time. Bye.